Hi, I'm Ranela. I'm doing a tutorial for cloth menstrual pads using baby onesie and a
We
sewing
have the
machine.
sewing machine. It's my Singer Fashion Mate 6160 that I got for my birthday 5 years ago. Pins, baby onesie with snaps, snack. This is a 80% cotton, 20% polyester baby bath towel that is very worn out and it's super thin. Thread, things that don't match, and good. Okay, I've threaded my machine and I'm ready to cut. I just wanted to let you know that this strip of fabric is about 2.5 inches. How do I know? My knuckle is about 1 inch, so it's 1, 2, and a little bit. So first thing I do is snap the snaps. I'm holding my phone to take this video, so I thought I could do it in one shot, but it was a lot harder than I thought. And then
Sorry, touched it. Give it to me, Raven.
I'm going to cut it right above the... And don't mind the dullness of the scissor either, because somebody has been using it to cut paper, and so my scissors have gotten dull. So you take this and you put it aside. Now you have the body. What I do is I trim the sides over here.
Easier if your seam ripper isn't broken, but the middle part is still sharp for me. So there's my little guy. You're cute. So that's all I'm doing, just ripping. I should really time how long this takes, because probably buying fabric and having ready-made materials or ready-to-use materials would be a lot less time-consuming. But when you have $0 to spend on items and you have lots of clutter lying around, like old baby clothes and old shirts that have holes, why not use those items to create something that's
So
useful?
I have deconstructed the onesie. I have the bottom part here that I cut right here. I ripped the seam on the neckline and on the shoulder, and I have the 2 sleeves right here. If you don't have a sleeve, that's fine, but I'm gonna use the sleeve as another part of the core. So basically I'm gonna lay it on top of each other, and I will trim off the edge that's hanging out, and then I will take this, layer it, it will be about the same length as the shirt. So my long strip of terry is right here. I folded it in 3 so that it would fit into the length of the onesie. I placed the sleeves inside. There you go. And there's some like excess flaps right here, so I'm gonna fold it over, and then I'm gonna cut off the excess. I've trimmed off the excess, and now I'm gonna pin them. I will be sewing the core. I will sew around the edge, and then I will sew a channel in the middle. So I'm gonna sew that now. So now I'm about to sew the core, and I follow the edge of the presser foot as my guide, or actually the first line as my guide, and I sew it all the way down. I make sure that the fabrics are all flat together, and if you had the pins there, you would just make sure that all the fabrics are flat down below. And I don't have a walking foot, so I take my thread, I wrap it around my finger, and I hold it while I'm sewing. So I'm pulling a little bit, and as soon as the entire bulk of the fabric walks through the presser foot already, then I would do my backup stitch. Mine is automatic, so I just do a couple and then I hold it again and pull while I'm sewing. I go slow and steady because I'm not an expert seamstress, and I hold the back to stabilize it. Very slowly. I know you experts are probably like laughing right now, but or maybe you're just saying thumbs up, way to go, good job, you're trying. I noticed my self-talk in the previous clips were kind of negative, and I really have to stop doing that to myself because my children hear me. As you know, I have a little baby right behind me climbing on my back right now as I'm sewing. And now for the turn, I lower the needle, and then this is actually excess fabric, so I'm gonna trim that later, but for now I'm following what the fabric that's underneath. Whoa, what are you cutting? You're cutting my hair! Scissors, give to mama, sharp. Lower the presser foot back down. So here I am. I've sewn the channel on the center. It's totally uneven, which means definitely something's wrong with the tension of my machine, but I will be using it anyway. Flip the thing inside out. I'm gonna sew this onto this back. I know that I can fold it in so I can sew the sides. I removed this part of my machine so that I could sew this like a sleeve. I'm just gonna insert it here. So I'm making sure that everything is flat and that I can sew all the way around with this decorative stitch. I sewed the core into the part that didn't have the decoration. Although now in hindsight, I probably should have put it on the decoration because now the decoration's all tucked in, whatever. So I put this snap here after I trimmed the sides. So I folded it in half, made it symmetrical, and then I trimmed it. I stuffed it in the one pocket that I tucked in.
Raven, come on.
And I'm gonna pin that. And then on the other side, I trimmed the seam right here so that I could fold this over also. So it will fold over like that. Okay. Fold over like that. And the other part of the snap, then I'll pin it. And the other part of the snap, just make sure that it's the right way. And then I will stuff it in there after I trim the sides also. So how I measure these snaps is I just make the fabric tips touch, not snap together like this. So they're touching like that. And that's how I would measure the snaps. Then I trim this part so I know where to tuck it into. And I will stuff it in there. So how I tuck the fabric in is I trim the sides of the seam. I stuffed it inside to make it flat and even, and my marker is where I trimmed the snap bottom part of the onesie. And now I'm gonna sew after I pinned everything, and now I'm back at 0, and now I'm going to sew it. I decided to add a fleece backing to this, and I'm just gonna sew it on.
Can I help?
My trick of pulling the fabric from the back like this. And we're done. Yay!
I did it.
You did it too. You got a chair for yourself. So I have this fleece back. It's not sewn in all the way. Okay, fleece. 8 layers of cotton, 3 layers of terry, onesie snaps that will like go like this. And I like how it kind of bunches like this. Because it gets to be very snug in the panty. So yesterday I wore one panty liner because it was a newborn onesie pad. I don't know how lumpy and gross this would be. I'm gonna sit on it right now. And I cannot feel it. It actually fits in the groove of my butt and my crotch area. There. I'm like fondling this thing because it feels so amazing. You don't even know. And it's made with 100% upcycled materials that you already have probably in your home. It can be anything with the snaps, and you could even use stuff with buttons, like the buttonholes. I might do another tutorial for that. But this was just practice. It probably won't get published because holy cow, I have no idea what I'm saying. Thank you. Goodbye.